I think a lot of autistic people have a hard time kind of understanding where their place is in society. Welcome. It's Hibak's channel. Hi friends, hi Glitterbrains. Welcome to Glitterbrain. I'm Hibak. I'm your host for Glitterbrains, where Glitterbrains is a cozy corner where neurodivergent brains sparkle and spiral. We talk about neurodiversity, mental health, society, culture, and yeah, I am a neurodivergent person myself. I am a mental health occupational therapist, and I am an ADHD, autistic ADHD, and a PDAR, and I'm sometimes joined by my husband Imran, who is also an ADHD. Today's topic is popular loner, autistic girl edition. Do you ever feel like a popular loner? Like people know you, you're seen, you're visible, like they see you, like you're there, and you're sociable enough, but somehow you're just not like entrenched in things. Like you're on the outskirts, like you're like kind of like orbiting around, surfing, but you're actually like not in. That's literally been like my life experience. Like I can make friends very easily, and I'm a very friendly person. Like I have a personality that people do gravitate towards, and that's really nice. And I am likable, but a lot of the times as well, I'm not truly being myself. That's on masking. Masking means you're literally suppressing the way you actually think, what you think about the situation and all that. And I've gotten a lot better in suppressing less. Obviously, after finding out I have been suppressing, my diagnosis journey. But there is still that, lingering taught, when something is entrenched in you and what you know how to act, it's really hard to shake off, it's really hard to shake. And sometimes you're just kind of like, you're in a state of performing and, you are not making deep bonds and you don't allow people to get to actually really know the gal. You are not letting people to actually get to know you. I think lots of autistic people that are late diagnosed will understand what I mean. When you are kind of on the outskirts, kind of like teetering on the edge, but you're not actually entrenched in any of the bonds and any of the inside jokes and all of that, because you're never really on the inside. You're there and you're like, hey, popped out. How are you guys? Yep. Okay, cool. I'm gonna head out again. Just doing my due diligence. Just doing my due diligence. Oh my God, I literally can't pronounce that word. Just doing my due diligence. Okay, I'm actually gonna stop. Anyways. And the thing is, like, sometimes, like, you are performing and you are acting more social than you really are. And, you're actually an introvert. People that, like, know me, and for the people who are listening on audio, finger quotations, people think they know me, think, oh my God, like, you're such an extrovert. But I'm actually not. Like, I'm really not an extrovert. I'm actually an introvert. I need a lot more time to myself because masking is exhausting. Growing up, people liked me. Like at school, Girlie was performing. Girlie was Hannah Montana. I was a Disney girl, so my parents loved them. They got Foxtel for us, and I lived and breathed Disney. And I literally was acting like a Disney character, and I didn't even know who truly who I was, and I knew how to perform. I knew how to get with the gals. I knew it, but I think when I was a kid, it was really hard for me to actually create deeper bonds. I've gotten a lot better in that way though. Obviously, you know what people do, they grow up. When I was in like high school, I've got memories of like people asking questions, like deep questions about people. And they're like, oh my God, like, you know, talking about who's crushing on who, or like the deep goss, like the tea. They were spilling the tea in lunch. And I was like, I always felt like I was not supposed to be there. Even though I was mates with these girls, I actually was like, oh my God, ooh. the red tape is like we are revealing. Oh my God, like this is incredibly uncomfortable. Are you guys like, are we sharing things? Whoa. And I would be kind of like low-key listening in, but I wouldn't share things about myself. I would never ask things that are like too deep. I just thought that I'm crossing boundaries. I'm not actually meant to be there. And, you know, I think a lot of autistic people have a hard time kind of understanding where their place is in society. I mean, when you are literally operating on another dimension mentally, like you have a different blueprint and different map. It's like everyone else got a guide and everyone else got a map, but you didn't. You literally missed out on that. Autistic people. All these people are literally, it's just so easy for them. Like I would literally watch them talking to each other. I saw the bonds like developing and I'm like, whoa. And I just couldn't. I didn't ask things that were too deep. I just couldn't. And I didn't understand when and where, how to ask, when to ask. What's the date to ask? Do we ask on Tuesday or do we ask Wednesday, 5:30 p.m.? Are we scheduling in, you know, times to ask these deep questions? Is it just questions, or are we sharing things to get deeper? Like, how do I do this? I didn't know that. It was hard. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to focus on being as normal as possible and having a fun and good time. And that's then who I was. Like I was the person that was just so funny and fun and great to be around, but like I was an entertainment. Like, and I know it's really sad. It's really sad just saying that and hearing that. And I'm not reducing myself, definitely not. But that's actually how I felt. Like I felt because, you know, I think at school I was the singer as well. I was the school singer. So I would sing every Wednesday the national anthem. And every time the school had some sort of event, I was singing. Like, yeah, they were, and for free. Yeah, I had I was paid once by the police, very random, but sang at a footy game. In Australia, we've got Aussie rules football, AFL, the Australian Football League, and I sang for an Essendon game, which was like a friendly game. And Essendon is a football club. Go the Bombers, but I don't actually go for the Bombers. But, you know, go the Bombers because they had me as a singer. And yeah, I sang the national anthem and it was like something with like some kind of like multicultural club or something like that. And the Australian police, the Victorian police, like awarded me like money, and I remember buying my like first iPod. And that was the only time Girly was paid. But other than that, I was singing for free every single week. So I was kind of used to performing and, you know, being like, that was kind of like my identity. Like I was like, they were like, oh my God, Hibak, like sing for us. Girly, come on, sing for us. I think I was like, that was my identity, especially like a neurodivergent 13-year-old girl, like that has been given a map. Like imagine a neurodivergent, like little girl, finally given like, okay, these are the rules. Like these are the rules, you are entertaining. Like I was there for the good vibes. Never really deep. Like it was never that deep. Even though I thought very deeply, but relationships and everything, not that deep. And I also didn't really understand and share a lot of the interests with with a lot of the, girls around me in high school. Kind of it carried on until, finishing high school and as an adult as well. Really well known, love that girl. Love that girl, Hibak. I think as well, like when you are autistic, you get so good at social performances and you end up being well known but not well connected. People will be like, don't you have like a close group of friends? I also find it really hard to also understand the hierarchy of friendships as well. And I think a lot of neurodivergent and autistic people relate. Like, we are less likely to understand social hierarchy, like the norms of society. Like, that is not in the autistic agenda. We are out here trying to like walk around a tunnel with no torch, right? So we don't understand hierarchies. We don't understand where people are at. So where do you go from casual to close? Like I don't understand acquaintances and close friendships. Like I get it now, but it would have been nice to get it before because everyone was my friend. Everyone was my friend. Everyone was friends with me. There was no close friendships. So where do we go from, oh, I love what you're wearing, to come with me to the doctor's appointment? I don't know. I mean, I would hate that. I would hate people coming with me to a doctor's appointment. That was just a random example. And I think as well, being autistic, we need things to be clear, and it needs to, like, things need to be written out or like actually said. But there's a lot of indirect communication with neurotypical people. Like, I'm tired. Why can't you guys just say what you want to say? Just say it. Like, why are we dancing around words and dancing around? Just say it. Literally, like, I literally don't understand why we're speaking in code or speaking another language within a language. We're speaking English, speak directly. Do not speak indirectly. I hate vagueness. I hate it. It's so frustrating. And neurotypical people pick up on unspoken rules. They pick up on status. They pick up on popularity, closeness through subtle signals, body language, who talks to who, how often people invite each other out. They get that. But autistic people, we rely on explicit communication. Be direct, come direct, stand on business. Like, tell us if we are best friends. Tell the autistic person, I like you more than other people feels unclear. You are calling everyone bestie. That does not make sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. Society also has a lot of invisible tiers. Like, there are literal tiers. Like, acquaintance, friend, close friend, best friend. What? Many autistic people don't intuitively understand why you have to perform different versions of yourself for each tier. How do I act like an acquaintance? How do I act like, a close friend? That's really hard, like especially when you're a teen and you're a developing adult. Like, that's really hard to, I'm not going to share this because that's for the best friends. Oh, I gotta put this mask on for an acquaintance. Like, that does not make sense. And it can really, really be confusing. Like, why is it fine to share personal things with this person but not that person? Who decides that? Who makes these rules? Because I want to come to the meetings. As a result, my neurodivergent folks either overshare, and I've seen a lot of neurodivergent folks just go the first time they meet people, and they just like verbal diarrhea because there's like no reason to wait. They're just like, yeah, I'm going to be myself like wherever I am. Or undershare, which is like me, because we don't know when it's allowed. Like, we don't know that. We don't get that. Gatekeeping intimacy as well can be really hard with understanding social hierarchies. Like, there's a fear of intruding. Like, I have such a deep fear of being intrusive. Like, and I never want to be like that. Like, I'm like, oh, we're sharing things, okay? Like in high school, sorry. It's really hard to understand like, oh, okay, we're asking questions, so that's going to be an intimacy builder. But then I'm like, but I ask questions with everything and everyone. And when I was younger, I'll kind of be just asking questions. I'll just be kind of waiting until being invited. I think I've gotten a lot better at this though, because I am a therapist. My whole job is asking questions and getting to know people and understanding people and, you know, like the intimacy and vulnerability of like, you know, learning from other people and, you know, holding space for them. And, you know, I think I've massively improved in that way. Shout out to my uni professors. They really, because I will never forget this. I have this amazing professor that I have literally on Facebook and, you know, obviously LinkedIn, but I have him on Facebook. Like I love him so much. Shout out to Brendan. I was in his class, so I took a class called, God, I forgot the name of the class, but it was basically about, I think it was an introduction to communicating as like a therapist or something like that. And there was like, you know, every week we'd focus on something, empathy or listening skills, and it was a 3-hour class. And I learned so much. I think that was like, do you know when people have like milestones in their life and it's like when things change the trajectory of your life? That class changed so much. Like that subject changed so much about my life. Like I learned how to like actively listen, and I learned how to, you know, be comfortable in like asking questions, and it really helped me. It really did. And I think, but you know, I think going forward, then I took up because that class was in my undergrad, and then when I did my Master's of Occupational Therapy and that kind of stuff and placement, you know, I learned how to ask without being invited, and, you know, because that's my role. And I think I've applied that to my personal life. So I've gotten really good at like asking questions and not being afraid of vulnerability. And when someone is being vulnerable, I kind of hold space for them. And, you know, as a friend, not a therapist, but when I'm with like when I'm with people socially. But when I was before that, I always waited to be invited. And that definitely, I think, impacted the building intimacy with friendships. One thing about social hierarchy as well is like social currency does not compute. Like popularity, clicks, pecking orders just don't make sense for neurodivergent folk. Like, why is this person cooler than this person when they're objectively the same? Without that intuitive sense of that, you know, social ladder, then autistic people just kind of float between groups like I did. Welcomed but never really deeply anchored. The popular loner paradox, which is a major paradox, it's like we're really liked but we're not embedded. I guess as well, understanding a lot more about myself, being, you know, diagnosed now and learning more and more about myself, which has been so nice. Like just finding words for things that I kind of low-key struggled with but never actually showed. Learning and finding grace for myself has actually made me enjoy my company and actually understanding the effects of masking as well. And I think, you know, I realize I do have a very low social battery. Like threshold is very, very low. So it dies out very quickly. So I need rejuvenation and withdrawing into my space, because after years of masking, the threshold has gotten really small. So I think I don't really go out that much. And like people are literally always like, oh girl, like where you at? Like where you at? Like we don't see you. But like they see me on social media, but they just don't see me in person. And I think I'm a person that I'm just really comfortable with myself and my space. So that's another thing as well. That kind of adds to like not actually being seen. Like genuinely seen, like literally seen, like not seen, like seen. No, like no one sees me. No one sees me outside my house. Not much. Anyways, thank you guys for joining. Thanks for listening. If you've gotten this far, I really appreciate you. Subscribe, share, please comment, and please share your thoughts, because I would really love to know if you relate to anything I said. If you don't relate as well, that would be really cool too. I want to build a community here. With my reason why for Glitterbrain is because I don't think there's a lot of people that look like me that talk about neurodiversity and also look like me, that also have a clinical experience as well, plus lived experience. And I know lots of people do look like me that have these experiences, but don't have anyone to kind of share and also watch and listen to and be a part of. So that's why I'm creating this Glitterbrain community. My socials are all down below, and Glitterbrain,